can tell it's a different lane. When you playing for the winning team, RP to Mr. Wayne's. Bang, bang, we gon' win the game. Core crank, hit you with champagne.
I be spitting real, you be spitting backwash, yeah. So I'ma have to ask you all to back off. Hitters in my DMs try to hit me with the caps lock, cause I'm always beasting on the camera like the Sasquatch. Wait until I blow, y'all gon' see me blast off, yeah. And y'all gon' see in front like they ain't act hard.
Checking out Primus 2.0, and I'm going to explain to you why I think it's the best soap on the market today.
Every single thing that you know about Primus will stay the same. It will stay alkaline, it will stay non-caustic, it's still for the ceramic, it's perfectly inherent on any single surface, it still has the VDAA certification, but now we come to the part where we improve the product.
This week's product of the week is Labocosmetica's Primus 2.0. This is a foam alkaline pre-wash, VDA certified, the safest on the market. It is part of the 3pH system but can be used as a standalone. The versatility, the integrated lubrication, which minimizes the risk of scratches while you are washing your paint. Just the savings and efficiency alone is one that makes you want to run out and get this product at thehouseofrags.com. Get it today. Kristen will save you some change. Hey. Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. Decided to do that a little differently and put the product of the week first. Hope you guys don't mind. Thank you to all of you that are here. Again, I really appreciate you guys every time you show up. Love it. Love you guys. Today, we're going to be talking to somebody that I think most of you know. And if you don't, his name is Ulysses. And I hope I'm saying his last name right, Luevano. He'll correct me if I'm wrong. He's from Ogden, Utah, I believe. This is Masters of the Shine Detailing. And let's get into it, guys. Again, thank you for being here. And let's go. Hey.
Hello. I don't
How
know if
are
you can hear me. Can you
Yep.
hear me?
I
All
can
right,
hear
sweet.
you. Chat, if you can hear him, let me know. I can hear him. How are you tonight?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a really rough weekend. My son has been extremely ill with the flu. Today is a little better. He actually went to his dad's house this evening. You know, we share custody. So, you know, it's always hard sending your sick kiddo on the way. I wish I could be with him the whole time, but you know, it's all right. So, but I'm good. How are you? How's your household?
Not too bad. Everybody's doing good. Everybody's at dinner right now. Had to sneak off. Uh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife laughed at me because I freaked out earlier because I totally spaced it. I looked down at my watch and I was like, oh crap. Like
Yeah.
I totally ghosted her.
No, I'll tell you what, and I guarantee people in the chat will probably agree, but we've got a lot of podcasts going on and all of the times are different because you know what I mean, East Coast, Central Time, all of that. I get so confused. I still have to be like, wait a minute, what time is that? My time, their time. So
Oh
I
yeah.
get
Yeah.
it. I absolutely get it. So let's get right into it. Did I say your last name correct, by the way? Luevano?
Yeah. I mean, either way, right? If you speak Spanish, you could say Luevano.
Oh,
If
Luevano.
if it's in English, it's just Luevano.
Okay. Well, I don't really speak Spanish unless it's the bad words. I know all of those, let me tell you.
Those are the easiest to learn.
They are, you know what? My grandparents, my dad's from Monterrey, Mexico.
Oh,
I
nice.
can't roll my R's. Otherwise, I would try to say like Monterrey.
Monterrey.
Yeah, I can't. I just can't. See, that's the white girl in me. But so my grandparents, you know, his parents, they spoke Spanish, and you know, God rest their soul, they're not here anymore. I miss them dearly. But when they were here, I could speak it and I could understand it. I mean, perfectly. But my dad married a white girl from Texas, so we didn't speak it at home. I only spoke it with my parents, and when they passed away, I seriously lost it. Like, you
Yeah,
know, I
no,
still
and
understand it, but I can't speak it really.
it's like that for me now. Like, so those that don't know, Utah, when I first moved out here, it's predominantly white
Yeah.
American, right?
Kinda.
So, like, even now, right? Like, I work with mostly American white folk, right? So I'm forgetting how to speak Spanish. Like, the words don't come as easy as they used to,
Yeah.
and it's funny because I f- I speak Spanish first. Like that's what I was like. I was listening to the episode with Mike G, and it's the same, right? I didn't
Yeah.
learn how to speak English until I went to school. I
Wow.
grew up in predominantly it's all Spanish, right? In at the house.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't learn how to speak English until I went to school.
Yeah. Franco is saying I'm pure coconut brown on the outside, white as hell on the inside. That's really funny, Franco, because my grandparents called my dad a coconut. They always said that he was brown on the outside, white on the inside. I'm not really sure.
That's
But, he came to California when he was 2. So out of all the brothers and sisters, he was the youngest. He still speaks Spanish at work. All of his workers speak Spanish, so he can communicate. He can speak it just fine. But out of all my aunts and uncles, they make fun of him the most, because he is, I think, the most Americanized out of all of them. But were you born in Mexico?
no,
Oh,
originally I'm from California.
oh, you are from
Yeah,
California.
Southern
Okay.
California. I was born in Fullerton, California.
Oh,
So
Fullerton.
yeah,
Okay.
growing up, it was like when I was little, we lived in I was born in Fullerton, we lived in Brea, then La Habra, then Ontario,
Oh,
and
wow.
then
You moved
finally
a lot.
oh yeah, we moved quite a bit. I would say maybe every couple of years we moved until we moved to Chino,
Oh,
California, and then that's where we stayed until out of high school and so forth.
yeah. Yeah. So, how you moved to Utah then for what? May I ask?
So funny, right? It's I I was
No
working at home.
disrespect to my
No, no,
Utah,
no, no, no.
people
No,
in here, but just wondering.
no. I worked for Home Depot for a while and got laid off.
Oh,
Then got a job at Lowe's and then got laid off as well. And I was working with one of my good buddies. I met him going to this. It was I'm about to date myself, right? Because back then we had LAN centers, right? We used to do computer gaming, so you didn't have high-speed internet at home. So what you would do is you'd go to this place, they'd have 50 computers networked together, and you would play Counter-Strike, Diablo, just computer games that you could play on the internet. So they had a T1
okay.
connection, which was like super fast, right? So
Okay.
I
I'm
ended
gonna
up
pretend like I know what you're talking about. 'Cause
yeah, I nerd out
yeah,
about stuff, so
I don't
you'll learn
know.
that. Um,
T1, I got
so
it.
met a friend of mine, right? Kicked it off. We had a group of buddies, and his family owns a chain of clothing stores. Well, he still does. His family still does. And he's like, hey, bro, like this was after working at I started working at that land center too. This was after maybe about a year and a half. He's like, hey, my uncle wants me to work for him again. It's in Utah.
Mm,
And like I was like, "Hey, if that's where the work's at, like, let's go." I spoke to my parents about it, and they're the same thing. They're like, okay, like if that's what you want to do, cool. So I ended up moving out here to Cedar City, Utah. So it's like southern Utah.
okay.
Um, May 23rd, 2003. I don't know
Wow.
why that date like just burned into my head, but everybody trips out when I tell them the exact date. But
Yeah. Well, that
that's
means it was significant. I mean, that was a big move then. Now, were you already married with a family?
no.
Oh,
So I didn't meet my wife until we've been together since 2013.
oh,
That's when
okay.
we started dating. So yeah, this was a while ago.
Okay. Okay.
And
A while ago. It feels like a long time.
yeah, yeah, she's probably gonna give me crap because I don't
I'm
know
just
like the
just gonna
exact
why she's
year. I'm
not
like,
listening.
but no, yeah, this was totally yeah. Like so, worked there for till on and off till 2012,
Wow.
and
Okay.
and then well, I lied, 2010, and then I worked a couple of years at AutoZone and got brushed up back on my Spanish because they sent me to a store that they nicknamed Little Mexico.
Okay.
Uh, so it was nothing but Hispanic and people. So my
Sure.
Spanish came back. I was fluent
Yeah.
again,
Full
and
send.
then I got hired at Procter and Gamble up here, and
Oh,
then or P&G. Like everybody, I say P&G and people don't know, but it's the parent company. We make a ton of stuff, right? So it's Bounty, Charmin,
Oh, okay.
Loves, Pampers, right?
Yeah,
All
big
those.
company, right? I mean,
Yes. So the plan out here was uh paper towels, Charmin toilet paper. Um, and then I've been there since 2012, so
okay.
going on 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
fun times.
do you plan, is that job, I mean, we'll get into the detailing part in a minute, but is that, where your retirement and everything comes from? Is this a job you plan on staying in?
Oh yeah, it's my my day job, right? My normal job. It's
Yeah.
they got me with golden handcuffs, so it's hard to leave.
Oh, goodness. Look at Keith said he's got stock in PG. And
There you
Sal
go.
says it's part of the Illuminati. Well, I have heard things like that if we want to get into conspiracies, which actually could be fun. Look at now we're talking about BlackRock. Are you into all that kind of stuff? Do you listen to any of that?
No,
No, not really. You know,
I don't. I try not to get into it. I just
yeah, it is so easy to go down rabbit holes and not just with
oh
detailing
yeah,
chemicals. Like, you
oh
know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
Uh,
yeah, and then like if anybody that knows me is that as soon as I start something, like I get into it, right? And
yeah,
it's
you're gonna
at
learn
first
about
like, oh yeah, growing up was fishing and then golf, and then I've always been into like cleaning my cars and stuff, and then
it. Okay.
it bit me hard, and then that was
Yeah.
it. Like
Okay. So you are master of the shine detailing, right?
masters of the shine.
Masters
So
of
everybody's like, when I first like started watching all the podcasts and stuff, and then like I started watching a certain podcast out of up north or north from me, right?
okay.
And they had somebody by the same name, and I was like, oh, everybody thinks I'm like trying to bite that guy's style now, but
Uh,
it's like I grew up in the '80s, right? Big He-Man fan, Masters of the Universe, so Masters of the
okay.
Shine. Like if you look at my
Yeah.
logo, it's like the He-Man logo, but it says of the Shine, right? Instead of Masters of the Universe. So
So is this wifey?
oh yeah.
Hi. I was like, wait a minute, that better be wifey.
It is. See, and it's just like
Y-
your
There you
dad.
go.
I married myself a white girl.
There you go. Yeah, it happens. Glad you're here, Megan. Um,
It's
so you and I'm gonna have to I'm gonna kind of speak on myself for a minute and how blonde I can be sometimes, even though it's not natural.
oh,
Because
you're
when I
good.
was looking at Maud's detailing, I kept asking myself, wait a minute, I thought he was Masters of the Shine. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot
No,
sometimes.
you're
And
fine. And
while you were
I was gonna
talking
put
about
that
it, I
in.
looked at it and I'm like, shit, it's the acronym.
I was typing it in as you're like, hey, we got 2 minutes, and I was like, oh crap, this is gonna take forever to type in. I'll just put Mott's detailing.
For a minute, I was like, wait, did I get it wrong? Because I introduced it. Yeah, it's been a long weekend and I'm a little tired. So forgive me, chat, because I am liable. I'm delusional right now. Do you ever
No,
get to that like real tired point where you just,
oh yeah, oh yeah. Trust me, I've been there. So what? I have a day shift job now or position at work, but before we worked rotating shifts. So you'd work a couple days day shift, and then you get a couple days off, and then you come back on graves.
yeah.
And trust me, it's
Oh, I can imagine.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
very, very, very yeah.
Well, let's get into it and let's just get started. So you have a day job, Procter and Gamble, been there 12 years, I think you said,
13
right?
years, yeah.
13
Well,
years.
this will be 13 years. Funny, I started on my birthday.
Oh,
Like
okay.
even the HR lady's like, I've never had somebody start on their birthday. So on March 26th, it'll be 13 years.
Oh, okay. March 26th. So can I ask how old are you? Well, if you're a
I'll
baby,
be I'll be I'll be 45. So
oh,
I was born in 1980. Yeah. So
okay. I'm 82, so you're not that much older. But trust me, She-Man and Hera.
there you go. There you
Yes.
go.
My cousin made me watch G.I. Joes, but I kind of liked that too. I'm not gonna lie. So, anyways, let's get started. What inspired you to start your home-based detailing business? You have a full-time job. You did say you always enjoyed cleaning cars,
Yeah.
but starting a business is a big deal. right? I mean, it's not something
Oh,
that you
it's
just decide overnight. And you've only been in business for a year, you said, am I correct?
yeah. So like I've detailed people's cars, but I didn't finally say like, okay, this is what I want to do as another source of income until like, yeah, about a year ago. I was like, okay, we got to make it kind of legit. So,
Okay. So, I mean, again, sorry, but you're kind of making it sound like one day to the next you had a detailing business. I mean, that's really from perspective here, because I mean, I detail out of my garage. It is not, I'm a teacher, so it's not my full-time job, but it haunts me to think about what it takes to start a business, because I would love to do this more than not, and to actually be like get an LLC and be legit. But again, that's something that I feel like just takes some preparation. So did you literally just start a business one day, or how long did it take you to get it going?
um, well, I mean, we're still trying to get it going, right? Like
Okay, so
it's still not like I'm packed every weekend or anything like that, right? It's with work. Sometimes like my schedule gets hectic and I can't really focus as
yeah,
much as I would like.
yeah,
So I just kind of take it as it comes, right? Like if somebody hits me up, and a lot of it right now is just like word of mouth or
good.
people that I know. And
Okay,
I've had some outside. Ooh, sorry, I just spit. I had some outside people, hit me up, and but it's still slowly going, right?
okay,
Like I said, the golden handcuffs at work, right? Like it's tough to leave,
yeah,
especially like how I tried to explain it to somebody at work, because they were like, "Well, why don't you just quit and detail?" And I was like, "I have to take home what I make here, like right away." You
yeah,
know what I mean? Or else I put myself in a bad spot, especially
yeah,
with like health insurance and stuff. Um, it's well, part of the story. One of my daughters, I have three girls. My middle daughter, she has Down syndrome. So it's right, like it's not something you think about right away, but then as soon as we had her, and like all the thoughts started coming in my head, like, oh crap, like I can't, you know what I mean? I just can't go willy-nilly now. Like I
yeah,
have to really
yeah.
kind of
You
plan
have to
this
have
through.
security.
Like yeah, we
Yeah,
can't go without insurance and stuff, right?
yeah,
So that's like
yeah,
I would love to do this full time, like that would
yeah,
be awesome, but it's it's not something that, like you said, you just, oh, hey, I'm a detailer
yeah,
now. I got
yeah,
cars all, you know what I mean? Like I got a
yeah,
car every day and they all want ceramic coatings and everything's
yeah.
fine and dandy. And
Yeah.
no,
Shout out to girl dads. Your family is beautiful, by the way. I always see your post, on Instagram. Your
my
wife is beautiful.
crazies.
Your girls are beautiful. How does it feel being a girl dad? Because So Clean is shouting out, my dad's a girl dad. What is that
Uh,
like? That's a lot of estrogen under one roof, isn't it?
it is. I don't think it's too bad now. I mean, I'm sure it'll be
Yeah, they're
when they're
little.
teenagers or
So
a little bit older,
yeah,
it'll be a fun time, I'm sure. But
yeah. I'm trying to think, when did my daughters really start? I think like the age 11. 10, 11 is when, oh, look at Victor says he's got 4 daughters. I'm praying for you, man.
oh yeah. So my oldest is
It'll
9, so
come.
she's close, right?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
close.
Yeah.
And they're
Right.
all sassy. Like that's what I like to tell people. They come from a long line of strong women, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
my wife's a strong personality. My mother-in-law is a lady you do not nicest lady in the world, but you do not want to get her on her
Oh,
bad side,
process. Mm,
right? My mom's like
yeah.
that.
My mom
My
too.
dad's sisters, my aunts, they're crazy.
Yeah.
They don't take anything from anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they definitely rule the roost.
Yeah.
So I know
That's,
I got all
yeah.
that to deal with later on
Yeah.
when they get a little bit older.
That's funny. My dad's Mexican and my mom is German. So I don't know if you know anything about Germans, but they're said to have kind of a strong-willed personality too. So my grandparents always told my mom and dad that they don't stand a chance with us girls. So we
Oh
have
no,
we
no.
have really strong personalities from both sides. We're very sweet, but don't get me mad. I always tell my
Yeah,
my
it's
students too, like I'm a W teacher until you piss me off.
right. The funniest, it's so like my wife, the first time we went down for her to meet my family, and walked into the kitchen. My mom was cooking, and I said something very, very being a smartass. And she just turned around and,
Whacked you.
whacked me. And my wife just sat there and was like, what just happened? And I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
how, you know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is, you give
Yeah.
your mom sass, you get the chancla or
Yeah.
the
Oh,
the
yeah.
cachetada.
Yeah, that's right. She'll chuck it at you too, huh? My
Yeah.
grandma. I remember my grandma chucking chanclas from across the room at my grandpa, I think, more than
So
anybody.
accurate. I don't know how accurate, why they're so accurate with it.
No, I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's like, dang, grandma, you really hit him from that far away.
Yeah. Like snipers with that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's absolutely true. That is hilarious. So you have a business and again, it's slow going. You have a full-time job. So my next question is, do you use social media and online platforms to gain visibility right now? I mean, is social media crucial to your business? I know that you have a YouTube, but not really anything going on it. Like, how do you
No,
feel about
and
social
yes, social media, right? Like I would love to do a lot more. Um, it's just like the time, and this time of year, it gets cold here, right? Like
Yeah.
it gets, under 30 degrees. And I don't my I detail out of my garage in my driveway. I have a two-car garage, but it's two cars deep, not two cars wide.
Um,
So I can't really fit a normal car, or I could fit like a four-door sedan, like an Accord or a Passat. Anything bigger than that, I don't really have any room for.
yeah.
So I'm at the mercy of the elements, and
Oh,
during the winter, I don't do much, right?
yeah.
Because it's too cold outside.
Yeah. Are you a rinseless person?
Yes.
Eddie's not on right now, so you can be honest.
No, 100%. And this was even before like I met Eddie. I was on the, O&R train.
Oh,
Uh
okay.
I did like at first, yeah, when I first started, I was like, yeah, I got my foam can in, I'm gonna foam everything and spray it all down, and then it takes you 2 hours to wash a car, and you're just like, there's gotta be a faster way than this.
Yeah.
And it's just for me, it's way more, it's quicker, right? Like
Yeah.
it's more efficient, it's faster. If a car's super, super bad, yeah, I'll foam it to rinse it off, right? Just why not? But
Yeah.
it's not in my not my normal thing to do.
Yeah. So, what have been some of your biggest challenges starting out this business? Like, what do you think has been the hardest part so far?
Um, I think trying to balance it out, right, with home life, work, and then starting the starting the business. It seems like there's never enough time.
Ugh,
Um, so
yeah.
like my schedule now is Monday through Friday. I only work 8 hours a day, where before when I was on shifts, it'd be 12 hours a day, but I would have I had a kooky schedule. It was like I'd work 2 days, get 2 days off, work 2 days, get another 2 days off. Then if
Oh,
I work the weekend, it's work 3 days, then get 2 days off.
oh wow.
So I worked 3 days one week and 4 days the next. So it freed up a lot of time. Um, but now since I got a day shift spot, I'm there every day from Monday through Friday. So the my schedule's it's a lot tighter.
Yeah. And I totally understand that. And that's honestly been one of my, I think, biggest issues. And I don't even have, a business per se, like no LLC, like, I don't know if that makes it a legit business. Chat, tell me what you think. Do you have an LLC?
Not
I
yet.
mean, not yet. Okay.
Not
So that's
yet.
what I'm saying. Like,
It's in the works. It's
yeah,
just I think it just it's not that it makes you legitimate, but it helps you cover your butt, right?
you're
Like
right.
it
Right.
helps to protect yourself. Like
You're
you're
right.
not exposing yourself to,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you do ding a car or something
Yeah.
happens to
Yeah.
you limit your liability.
Yeah. But I'm totally with you on the time thing because, again, when you have a job where you're working 5 days a week, and then, yes, I have the weekend, but like you and like many others, then you have kids and you have games if they're into sports or extracurricular activities, or you're just so dang tired from working all week that Saturday morning, you know what I mean? You just want to relax. And you know what I mean? That happy
Oh
medium,
yeah.
I totally get you, is it's kind of frustrating in a way, because for me, I don't know about you, but detailing is kind of my safe space. Like, it's where I go, you know what I mean, when I'm super anxious or I just need to get away. But then I just want to get away. I don't want to have to worry about like filming content or having to get somebody's car, you know what I mean? So there's all these caveats where it's like,
No, 100%, 100%. And
hard,
that's like,
you know?
I have my YouTube channel, right? And that's when I was like, okay, I bought the gimbal, I got the tripod, and to use it with my phone.
Yeah.
And but it's like, oh, by the time I remember to, set everything up, and I always forget, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to take a lot longer, right? Because if you film it, then you got to go change the camera, or change the camera angle, or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Process.
I don't want it to take. I don't want a 3-4 hour job to take 8 hours because I'm
Yeah.
filming and all that.
Yeah.
I just I haven't had I I haven't done it enough to get my rhythm going right, or my SOP with it.
Yeah.
So.
But you do make good content, because you've put things on Instagram, and you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like I
I'm a goofball, right? Like, if you know me, I'm a class clown. I'm right, like,
yeah.
I'm talking smack. I'm,
Well, yeah. I mean, all the things
living it
we
up,
all love.
laughing,
Like
all
that.
that stuff, right? My
I
goal is to
mean,
make people laugh. I don't know why I've always been the big goofy guy, right? So,
yeah. No, I don't know. I think that's cool. I mean, because if you're not talking crap, are you really living? I don't know. I always say that sarcasm is my love language, and like, if you can't handle it,
yeah, and
bye.
that's
Sorry.
why we give sock crap for sitting on a panel for 40 minutes, right? Like,
Oh,
it's just,
sorry. That's so funny. So
yeah.
somebody asked earlier, actually, how far are you from Eddie?
I'm about an hour and a half south.
Okay, so you're close.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's my connect.
Yeah.
I call him the detailing Escobar.
There you go. There you go. And honestly, he really wanted to come on tonight, but she has a concert, so she's singing tonight somewhere.
Oh yeah.
So he'll try to get on if he's able to, but
Oh, it's all good.
he's sad that he's missing it. Um, so again, let's get back into this whole detailing thing. What was your first job as a business owner like? So can you remember your first detail as Masters of the Shine Detailing? How'd it go?
Nerve-wracking, right? Because, like, we see everything, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like,
Yeah.
I still got this, and oh, I still see like a little speck of sand on the floor mat. I got to vacuum it up, and it's like,
Yeah.
so worried about everything that when they picked it up, it was just like, oh hey, looks great, blah blah blah. Like, here you go, here's the tip, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing, and I'm just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like, really? Like, I sweated all this stuff, and like, all the stuff that I saw, they're like, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh crap, I couldn't get this stain out, or like, there's this smudge
Yeah.
that whatever I tried, I could not get out, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, oh yeah,
And that's
it's
so
good, looks way
bothersome.
good.
Yeah, it's bothersome too, because I totally get that. You're paying so much attention to it, and then somebody else comes along and you forget that they don't see what we see.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
So wait a minute. Jamie's talking about your side of the 45-minute sock polishing door story. I mean, we got to hear this. Ulysses, let's go. Chat, you ready for story time?
Oh no, it's pretty much the same, right? Like, if you've
I don't
heard
know that I've
the
heard it. I
story,
don't think I've heard it at all. Now, I've heard everybody make fun of him for this. They've given some jabs to him, but I don't really know the story. Fill
so
me in.
it's, yeah, we went up for a training, right? Eddie hits me up like, hey, Ivan's coming up, right? We're gonna do a training. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, sign me up, let's do it. We get up there, and I'm like eager, waiting to learn. Like, oh, I've seen videos with Ivan in it. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? Like, I'm gonna learn from one of the masters.
Legend.
Yes, right. So we get inside, and they have it was a black, like a Canyon, I think. Smaller pickup truck, the Ford, like the four full door. And he's like, all right, we walk through it. He's like, this is what we're gonna do to it. We decon washed it. We, clay towed it, or used a clay towel, sorry.
Mhm.
Uh, and got it ready for polishing. And they're like, okay, we have all these polishers, which one you want to learn? And I was like, that's when Ivan had gotten the prototypes for the DIY polishers.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, these are what we're going to be using. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, we had a couple rotaries there, and we started off, and me and Eddie are making headway. We're just like, oh, it's polishing out pretty good. We're not leaving any holograms behind. There's a couple of spots where they're a little tough, and then we're almost about done with the whole truck, and then we keep seeing Sock still over there, like sounds like, what the heck's going on? Like, what's he doing, right? And like, I just met Sock that day, so I'm like, oh, okay, like New York guy. I'm like, okay, he seemed pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, I'm gonna go help him. Like, hey, what's going on?
We
He's
go
like, oh,
help
it's
him.
just not, yeah, it's just not finishing out. And all right, well, let's see what you're doing, right? It's just the same thing. Just, it's like, see, I get here, and we like, it's not. It's so we're like, okay, I took a turn at it, and I was like, oh yeah, like it's not. It's reacting different than the rest of the truck. And so then Eddie goes, he's like, oh, you guys don't know what you're doing. Like, okay, all right, right, whatever. Like, I'm here. That's why I'm here, right? And he gets on it, and he's like, hey, yeah, it's not, we can't do it. And then Ivan starts on it, and he's like, yeah, it's not finishing out. Like, it's still something, like the paint's different.
Yeah.
So then that's when he's like, yeah, we're waiting on these. I got pads that I'm waiting on, and these will help, right? These are exactly what I designed them for. So we were sitting there, and he checks UPS. He's like, oh, they're sitting on the front deck. Like, they say they've been delivered already. So then that's when he comes in, and he has, that's when he busted out the red jeweling pad.
Oh, okay. DIY,
And
right?
yeah, and started with that, and it finished out better, but it's still, something was different with that panel. And there was a couple panels that were a little weird, so we think it was resprayed.
Yeah.
But no, after that, it was just he really didn't take 40 minutes. We just like to give him crap about it. We exaggerate. It was probably like 15, 20 minutes, but
He just took way longer than you. That's all.
yeah,
Right?
it just felt like he took, half the day just to finish this one panel out. But
Poor Sock, man.
no, he's
I
a
mean,
good dude. I love Sock. He's a
yeah,
good dude.
he is. For some reason, people just like to pick on him, whether it's his, having, what is it, no garage door, and I don't
Man,
know.
I don't know how he does that, especially in New York. It gets cold as hell, and he's out there
I
with
know.
no garage door.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like missing your front teeth. Like, it's not. Just looks weird.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. So in your business, what services do you offer? So like, do you market yourself, doing ceramic coatings and polishing? Is there specific ways that you market what you offer, or how does that work?
Like anybody else, right? I would love to keep just doing ceramic coatings and paint corrections and stuff, but no, it's pretty much I do it all, right? From
Yeah.
the basic interior details to the top tier package that includes everything.
Yeah.
So
Do you do any kind of marketing in your area?
not really. That's one of my goals this year, is to focus on like the social media part, trying to do the YouTube stuff, and then trying to start dabbling in marketing.
Yeah.
So like the Google ads and stuff like that. Still
Yeah.
working on my website, get that
Um,
going. And
Get that going. Are you doing it yourself, or have you asked Eddie?
no, I have somebody doing it, but
Oh,
it's
I'm
one of those that, like, she's a graphic designer. She's like, oh yeah, I do stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I was like, she's like, hey, are you down to do a detail and whatever? And I was like, yeah, cool. Like, I got no problem with that. If
Yeah.
that's what you want to do, I'm down with it.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for like this extravagant web page, right? It's just
Yeah.
pretty
You just
basic.
need to get
So
something up.
yeah.
I mean, and with things like that, I feel like you got to start somewhere, just like with a YouTube channel. And then over time, once you realize kind of what works and what doesn't, right? You innovate, you evaluate, you change,
Oh yeah.
right? So what products and tools do you find most beneficial to your business? Like, what do you have, like a streamline of products that you use? Are you one that tries different things? What
Oh
are
my
you
God.
using right now?
Products I have way too many. So the
Don't
real
we
reason why I
all?
started detailing, right, is I discovered Adam's polishes in their mystery buckets, and oh my
Mm,
god, I bought like 15 of them within like 6 months. So I went from having just a little bit of stuff, like little, here and there, McGuire stuff that you could get at Walmart or what,
yeah.
to the majority of Adam stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I got to start charging people to detail, or else, you know what I mean? Just to justify what I've bought.
What you're spending. Yeah.
But the seriously, the most beneficial stuff, I know that's, we always like talk rinseless, right? But rinseless washing, uh, the tornador style guns,
Mm,
vacuums, right? Like I don't even have like a crazy vacuum, but it just
yeah.
uh
What
it's
kind of
really
vacuum? What do you
it's just
have?
the small 4-gallon rigid,
Oh, okay. That's what I have.
but with the for real attachment, because that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
But like, to say that there's one thing that stands out that I couldn't detail without, it's probably probably like my drill brushes
Mm,
for carpets and stuff, and scrub
yeah.
pads, and just stuff that makes life easier.
So what's your favorite rinseless?
I have way too many, but um
Which one do you grab
l-
for more than others?
right now, well, it was DIY,
Okay.
um and then I started doing Hero, and then Nemesis, but like it started getting cold, so I was just like, I haven't really done a
Yeah.
whole thing. I did buy a bottle of Iconic
Oh yeah. Becca did
to
that.
test
Iconic.
out, but it's like too cold, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, if I don't know if you could sit back here and see, like, this is just part of all the stuff that I have. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's
Look,
you see my Chemical
look at
Guys buttery
myself.
whisks.
Chemical guy.
Yeah.
I still did you ever get into the chemical guys?
I
Anything?
did. I did. So they have there's a detail garage, where there was a store in Salt Lake, which, oh my gee, this isn't like, it's not
More
even,
stuff.
that's not half of it. Like, I'd show you the rest, but like my shop is a mess. Well, here, I'll show you.
All right.
My garage is my shop, right? So
Brace
it's
yourselves, everybody.
there's that,
Oh yeah, yours looks like wine.
like, I got that up there, and there's a bunch on the table. Those totes have some. Like,
Yeah.
it's I need to organize. It's winter, so like everything gets thrown in the garage.
Yeah.
But
Ivan would
I
poop
have a
right
ton of
now
stuff. Oh
if he
no,
was on here.
yeah, Ivan doesn't come to my house, or else I'd get lectured.
Yeah, he's told me a few times I need to get rid of some things. Oh, look who's here. What's up, Sock?
Hey, Sock, he heard it. His ears were burning.
Yeah, your ears were ringing, Sock, because we were just talking about your polishing story, your 45-minute polishing story.
It's probably
Jamie
like,
made
hey,
this
yo,
clip.
someone's talking. Gotta listen.
And your no garage door. Sock, we got to know what's up with that.
Yeah,
It's
man,
too
what's up with
cold.
that?
It's too cold in New York to not have a garage door. You need to do something about that. I'm just saying.
Well,
What's up,
he's
Tim?
taking care of it now. Sorry about, like, if I haven't read everybody's comments and stuff.
Oh,
It's just,
I know. Honestly, it's kind of the hardest thing to like. I hate looking at the comments because then I feel like the person I'm speaking to I don't get their like, full attention, and I'm looking at them and being present in the conversation because I'm constantly like my eyes.
oh yeah. Well, I don't
Oh,
know how to,
sorry.
like, I have the two devices. I have my phone on YouTube, and then
Oh, there you go.
I got that but it's tough to go back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Sock is moving. I keep forgetting about that. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's moving to a place with a garage door.
We hope. We
Right?
hope.
Right, Sock? Please tell me you are. I'm sure he is. So, talking about products again, let's talk about, is there a worst product? Like, what have you ever tried that you thought was horrible? You
Um,
never use it again. Any?
ooh. No, there's some.
Are
It's been a while. I'm
I was
trying to
gonna say, you
remember.
don't have to like name a brand if you don't want to, but we all want to hear it though. I mean,
No, I mean, it's like, not every brand has home runs, right? Or not every brand can hit home runs all the time. So there's always,
oh yeah, that's
uh,
true.
there was some Chemical Guy stuff that I was like, okay, this is really not doing anything.
Yeah.
Um, there's some stuff that, it's not that it's bad. I didn't like it. Like, KCX Magic Wheel Cleaner stinks.
You didn't like that?
No, it works well, right? But oh my God, it stinks. And
The
I'm like,
smell.
okay, this is not for me.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm like, I'm one of the I like a lot of stuff, right? Like if it doesn't bug me too bad, so I
yeah,
don't really I can't like, oh, this is garbage, like throw it away, right? Like
yeah. Oh, you're not like Eddie? You don't pour things down the sink?
no, no. Eddie has high standards.
I mean, he does, but sometimes I think he has a point. Now, I know he threw or poured O&R down the sink. Am I right, guys? I think that's what it was. I've still never
Yeah.
even tried O&R. I keep saying I'm going to buy it just to try it, but I don't know. I haven't.
It's not bad. It's not, right? Like it's
It's
not
just
as
not
good
good.
as some no, it's not
Not
it's just not as
bad.
good as some other options, right? Like
Yeah. No, yeah.
it's just other rinselesses clean better. They're, I mean, I know slickness is whatever, right? It's up to the individual, but
Yeah.
it just like Absolute. I like Absolute, right?
Yeah.
And I still got a bottle of the Kosh rinseless that I haven't tried yet.
You
I
know
still
what?
have a couple that I haven't tried.
I have that too, and I haven't tried it yet either. I have a couple. I shouldn't say a couple. I have a lot of things I haven't tried yet.
Yeah, I trust
You
me, I
know.
have totes. And that's like I get all of like Eddie calls me up and he's like, I need you to come to my house. I need you to come make a trip. And I get, this has been a couple times already. I'll get up there, like we shoot the shit or the
No,
crap.
that's okay.
And
Sorry,
he's
James.
like, all right, you ready? And it just starts handing me tote. Like I take totes up. That's how crazy it was. The first time I went,
Yeah.
he's like, he gave me so much stuff, and I was like, I need to go to Costco and go get some like those big black rubber totes.
Rubbermaids. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's like every time, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, well, I got to make it worth your while, and I was like, bro, it's not that far away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Eddie is
no,
so
he's
he's
always.
so
That's
good.
why
Yeah.
I bought a lot of my stuff, but a lot of the stuff too is just a lot of the stuff he gives me.
Yeah. Eddie has such a big heart. I love that about
Yeah.
him. Um, so have you tried all of the Detail Co line? I know you said you tried Nemesis.
Uh, Nemesis, Sword, love Sword,
Sword's good.
Wig, yes, 5 to
Yeah.
1, perfect for me,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
I haven't tried their glass cleaner yet. I got some of their stuff, more of their stuff here. I haven't had a chance to.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
Have you tried any of Pan's stuff?
not yet.
Not
I
yet.
have some stuff here that Eddie gave me. It got cold, so I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
messing around with that stuff.
Yeah. So have you faced any mishaps with a car or customer? Have you had any ill experiences where maybe you, had a detail gone wrong, something happened, or with a customer?
I'm trying to remember. I would say the closest thing I had to a mishap or anything like that as of yet, is uh, I had I think she was the vice principal of my daughter's school. She had got road paint on her car,
Oh, okay.
and I wasn't able to get all of it off. And I told her, I was like, hey, like we're gonna see what we can do, but I can't guarantee that we're gonna
Yeah.
get it all off. And
Yeah. So road paint. Chat, help me out. What do you use? Tar or no? What is like the spirits road paint? What do you use to get road paint off?
so luckily she had just ran it over, so
Oh, it's
it
fresh.
wasn't. Yeah, it was pretty fresh. So a lot of it came off with like bug and tar remover that I had. I
Oh,
forget.
okay. That's what I was thinking, like a
It
tar
wasn't.
remover.
It wasn't Ulex that I used. I forget which one. It might have been the DIY one.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh, Ulex, that works, but man, that smell. It is. Whew.
oh, yeah, I used it not that long ago on our neighbor.
Yeah.
They hit something and they duct taped their bumper. Well, they fixed their bumper and then they wanted me to clean it up because
Oh,
they
the
wanted me to
tape goes
detail it.
through.
And yeah,
Yeah.
oh my God, it was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember the first time opening the bottle. Now, smells don't usually get me. Like I'm one of those that I love the way gasoline smells. Like I could stand at a gasoline pump for hours and just sniff. I know it's awful, guys. Don't come for me. Or
Mm-hmm.
but you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
I'm into those kinds of smells, but I'll tell you what, that Ulex was one where it took my breath
it's
away. I
strong.
was like,
It's
whew.
strong.
I don't
It's
really
true.
want to smell this right now. What is your favorite scent when it comes to
Ooh.
products? What is your nose like?
I like the fruit smells.
Okay.
Um, so anything like fruity smells
Yeah.
good. Um, like one of my favorites is Eddie gave me a bottle of Eden, the Angel Wax air freshener, and oh my god, it smells so good.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like too much like the flowery scents. It's not bad, but it reminds me of like old lady perfume, and I'm just like,
Mm,
like the Maniac wheel cleaner. Like if you dilute it down enough, the smell's not. It's not too
yeah.
floral. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
How do you feel about iron removers?
ugh, it's smell wise. No, no,
Yeah.
I don't like it. So my mom's a hairdresser, right? So
Okay.
we'd come
Oh,
home and it smell like that, and I'm
like that
like,
perm
it reminds
solution.
you of the perms, right?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you get home and you're just like,
Oh yeah.
God, like this
Oh yeah.
stinks. So I guess I get triggered with that. So that's why I was just like,
Yeah.
God, it reminds me of when mom was doing perms at the house.
Tim, what would my students say if they knew I got high on gas? Tim, if you know what my students get high on right now, I'll tell you what. It's
They would say it's sus.
yeah, they'd be like, that's nothing. Um, middle school kids, I'm telling you, the newest thing right now is they smoke the vapes, but they're pens.
Yeah,
And
the vape pens.
well, they're doing it in the classroom because they smell good. So what they're doing is they wear big, big sweaters and they do this. They hide the pins in their hands and then they're sitting there, you know what I mean? And they're blowing the smoke into their sweatshirts. Man, these kids, they find a way until we realized what they were doing and they smell so good that,
That's what I'm like. What do you think? I'm stupid? Like
I
people
mean,
don't smell like
I'm gonna
Fruit
tell you
Loops
what.
or you know what I mean, Fruity Pebbles just normally. Why? Like, what are you doing?
Well, you have all the girls who always have all of the sprays, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So they
that's
help each
true.
other out. Like they'll spray that they tag team. Like they work the system together. Trust me. So they'll like start spraying stuff and you'll especially in the summertime, like you know now because it's 127 degrees outside, but you're in a hoodie and you got your hood on. You know what I mean? In the classroom. And it's like
Yeah.
everybody else is sweating balls and so the signs are now easy to tell, but for a while we were like, what is going on? Well, they were
Well, I
getting
guess
high in
it's
the
better than when we grew up and people were smoking in the bathroom, right? Like,
well, yeah, they do that too. They just get caught easier that way. So they were trying to be innovative. I mean, I give them that, I guess. I don't know.
oh,
Um,
one of the things. So one thing you'll learn about me, I'm Captain Random, right? Like
oh,
I ADHD, so it's like
oh,
squirrel, and then a random idea pops or random
yeah,
thought pops into my head. I'm like, oh hey, wait.
yeah.
So one of the things that really like I use quite a bit, honestly, and it's not just like hyping them up because they're on Thor or whatever, but biobomb stuff
Oh, someone was
is
just talking about it. I think it was Beth.
I yeah, and that's what like I saw that and I was like, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But so we have dogs and we use minis all the time, right? Mix it
Yeah.
in with the cleaner and yeah, and then just the other day I had one of our friends calls me up, hey, my cat just peed in the car. It's a G
Huh.
wagon. I'm like, oh,
Ew.
great. I was like, why are you letting your cat in the G wagon?
Yeah.
So,
Seriously.
but yes, I had to go. Um, yeah, I
And
mixed.
Firebomb.
Like I ran out of Terminator, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to hit this up with? So I spoke with actually with Tim, Hawaii Tim, old man Tim, called him up, and I was like, bro, what would you do? And he named off a couple of things, and I was like, I got Typhon. Let's use
Oh,
Typhon. I
yep.
dropped the mini in it,
Oh,
cleaned it up. Luckily, it wasn't like heavy, right? It just gotten a little bit on it, so I
yeah.
was able to clean that up, bomb the car, and it was
That's perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not the first person who has said that, the Typhon with a mini. Somebody else just was talking about that not too long ago and said that that's like a killer combination.
Yeah, Typhon's pretty good stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
it's to me it's a lot stronger than like I would normally use, right? So like
yeah,
I like Pilot, you know, the Sword,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
those quicker ones, right? Like I don't like to go super heavy.
yeah,
But yeah, I had that and I was just like, oh yeah, I got a bottle of that. Let's do
yeah.
that.
All right, guys. Well, we've been on honestly for about 50 minutes, which has been,
Already?
yeah, isn't that crazy? I was just going to say, this is like the fastest 50 minutes ever. I usually try to keep it like at an hour just to respect people's time, especially on the East Coast. But we're going to stop for a minute just to do something I call the hot seat. So what I'm going to do is don't worry, it doesn't get that hot. I'm just going to ask you some random questions, and they're kind of like this or that. It's just for fun to get to know you a little better. So here we go. I'm going to start with Facebook or Instagram.
Instagram.
Okay. Apple or Android?
So I was an Android user for a long time, but I'm an Apple guy now. Like we all have iPhones, iPads, stuff.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? I think Eileen's in here. I think she's a big Android user, but I always find it funny that people, when they say like Android, they have to justify themselves. Like, well, I have an Android, but
No,
I'm gonna
like
get it.
so I don't.
It's so funny the division between Apple and
Oh yeah,
Android.
oh yeah. I was one of those. That was like, oh, you have an whatever, right? Like until like I had a Note 4, loved my Note 4, and then did an
Oh,
update, and then it got stuck in some weird like boot cycle. So every time I would get to like 20% on my battery, it
yeah.
would shut down, restart, and that's all it would do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh,
um
he said you're wearing
yeah,
AirPods. I
yeah.
should have
And
noticed. Thank you.
so I'm like, all right, I'll just upgrade to the Note 5,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then I went and they're like, oh yeah, or another thing that I used to love is they had external memory that you could put in.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, oh no, we did it, the Note 5 doesn't have it. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well then I'll just get an
Yeah.
iPhone then. I wanted to try one, so
Yeah.
and ever since then, this was like 9 years ago.
Oh, really? I had the 12 for like the longest time. And when I was younger, like every, time a new phone came out, I always thought I had to have like the latest and greatest. I don't know. Once you get older, for me, it's like as long as I can text and check my emails and surf the web, and you know what I mean? I don't really care that much
And
anymore.
that's Yeah,
You
and that's
know?
like yeah, it's like, oh well, Android has more developer options. And I was like, I'm not a developer. Like
Yeah.
I don't
I don't really
yeah, it's good to stuff, but I don't use it that way, right?
yeah.
So just
Yeah.
Apple was just fine, right? Like
Yeah.
I use them
So
the same, so it's not
I
too bad.
upgraded to the 15, and because I could not wait to the 6 for the 16. I don't know why.
Same here.
I'm impatient sometimes, but I'm actually really kind of pissed with the 15 because I feel like my 12 worked better. Like this one constantly like stalls, or like I have to shut it off and turn it back on. There's just things that go on with it. Like some of my text messages, like Eddie, it's so weird for some reason. When I tried to text him, nobody else, it's like it does a thing where it like freezes. I don't
Hmm,
know. This phone has just done weird things. I want to take it back. Is there a lemon law for phones? I need to know.
right? They should no, I have the 15 Pro Max, and I haven't
Yeah,
had any issues with it.
mine's the Pro, and I've had all the issues, and I've never had issues with phones.
Oh,
I
that's
do have
why.
insurance. I just don't want to, deal with all that. But anyway, okay. So how about the next one? Argue or stay silent? What type are
Stay
you?
silent.
Oh, you're the
I'm
silent kind.
yeah, my
Oh,
wife hates it.
I was just gonna say, why do you like that?
Nope. Nope. I keep my mouth shut because and like I told her, look, I don't want to say something I'm going to regret, so I keep my
Which is
mouth
fair.
shut and I'll think about it. Like
Which is
I'll
fair.
process it.
Yeah. How about campsite or hotel?
Oh, did you freeze or did I freeze?
Oh, am I frozen?
You said campsite and then
Or
it just froze on
hotel?
me.
Campsite or
Uh,
hotel?
ooh, at campsite, I would rather go camping.
Yeah. How about constructive criticism or no feedback at all?
Constructive criticism.
Mm,
I
good.
don't like being blindsided by like me not doing something that you expected, right?
Mhm.
Like if if I'm it's a big thing with P&G is feedback, right? So like I tell people, let me know, right? Like let's just I'm okay to take feedback, right? In a
Yeah.
constructive way. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna talk, crap, then yeah, I'll fire back at it, right? But it's not if it's as long as it's constructive, I'm all for it. Like, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah. And Megan, I feel you, and I feel you letting you fester all night. Don't you hate that? Gosh.
Oh, she especially like if we're driving, I so another sidebar story, right?
That's
Like
okay.
when I was
Relationship
working
issues.
for the clothing store, we would drive a lot, right?
Thank you.
So my buddy my
So,
buddy would he'd be the passenger and he'd knock out, so I'd never have anybody to talk to. So I got used to being quiet and just driving, right?
yeah,
Well, that drives my wife's anxiety up
up the
if I
wall.
don't say anything. Oh yeah, but I'm so used to it that I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. What's up,
so
Ralda? Awesome. How about talk or text? What do you prefer?
late. I think now it's more text. I don't know why, right? Like I remember growing up, you talk to girls for like 2 hours on the
On the
phone.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah, like right,
Yeah.
like you talk to everybody on the phone,
Yeah.
and now it's like I'd rather
Yeah.
just text with people. I think.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny too. This is my toxic trait, people. I'll tell you. And if I screen you, I'm sorry. But like there are certain times where it's like sometimes the phone call's needed. You know what I mean? For certain
Oh
instances.
yeah, oh yeah.
So, like if I call somebody because I'm in the talking mood, but they don't answer, and then they'll call me back like an hour or two later. And by that time, I'm like, I don't feel like talking anymore. You know what I
Like
mean?
I
Like,
just texted you. I know you got your phone in your hand. Answer the phone.
you know what I mean? Yes, I do that, you guys. I have issues, Keith. I really do. You know, it's okay. It's okay. Well, that's a whole nother podcast. Christy's issues will have to be the title of one of them coming up here because we'll have a fun
That's
one with that. Let me
that's a
tell you.
3-hour special.
You know, I've been conditioned. I can't help it. But almost done. So, how about ambition or comfort? What do you prefer?
Ooh, I am
That's a tough one
guilty of.
sometimes.
Yeah, I am guilty of being uh complacent, right? Like I know getting out of your comfort zone is how you improve, but sometimes I stay in my comfort zone more than I would like.
Yeah. Yeah. And CS, I understand texting is very impersonal sometimes. I get into a zone where it's like I just don't want to. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I don't
Oh,
know.
mishap with a customer.
Yes, you thought of one?
Yes. I did a detail for a friend of my wife's, and it was a hot day, and I had my products because I had them on crate. I don't usually do like mobile stuff,
Yeah.
but for them I was doing them a favor, right? Like I'll go down, and so I had it in like a milk crate. Well, my tire dressing bottle it leaked out a little bit, and it got on their driveway,
Uh
and I could not get that off.
oh. Oops.
Oh yeah. So I felt real bad. Like I'm like, I don't understand. Like tried cleaning it, tried doing anything. I burnt up my pressure washer trying to power wash it.
Oh
Oh yeah.
no.
I'm
Mm,
like, well, this is it. Like I'm done.
yeah. Yeah.
So
All right. Last one. Reality TV or documentaries?
documentary. I hate reality TV.
Do you?
Just drives me nuts. My wife loves
Your
to
wife
watch
loves
catfish.
I've never seen that. Is it good? Is it good? I've never
My
seen
wife likes it, but then it's like I'm just like my dad, right? Like my mom will watch her novelas,
it. Oh yeah.
and my dad's like, what are you watching? Blah blah blah. And then like 15 minutes later, he's sitting there all like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
shit, don't say anything. Like, so I'm
Yeah.
like that too. She'll start watching something like, what are you watching? And then I'll just sit there and I'll like, oh okay,
Yeah.
I'll get sucked in.
So I had already asked you this question. We talked about it a little bit, but I want to come back to it because one of the questions I was going to ask is what is holding you back from gaining a YouTube presence? Now, you said that you have all the things, right? Like you have a gimbal, you have like you're set up. Is it the time or you just don't know if you want
I'm
to?
scared,
Yep. See,
scared.
yeah.
It's paralysis by analysis, right? So it's just like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look like an idiot, or
Ugh,
I have a real bad habit of like I curse, right? So it's
yeah.
like I'm afraid that I'll just be in the middle of something and drop the F bomb or say something. I'm just like, like
Yeah.
gotta redo it. And
Well, that's what editing apps are for. You don't have to redo it. You just have to edit that part out. I've done that a lot. Let me tell you, where I will drop something and be like,
oh, dude,
oops. Am I filming?
it's bad. Like
Yeah.
my little girls kind of catch on, and
Yeah.
they drop the F bomb, especially our youngest one.
Oh
And
my. Yeah.
and I'm the worst, right? Because if they say it, I'll just start laughing. I
Yeah.
start cracking up so bad.
Yeah. And they always say it like in the perfect situation, right? Or
Yeah,
like in the
yeah. I'm
perfect
like, how do you
context.
know how to use this?
I
Like,
know. I know. It's crazy. Um, I have a lot of people here, Mike, saying ain't nothing to be scared about. I will tell you, I was super scared just because I didn't want to be on camera. Like
No,
even my
you know what
older
it is too? It's and like as much as I love the detailing community, and it's not everybody in the detailing community, but some people are just mean as hell.
oh yeah,
Like, and
troll.
you know, they'll say the dumbest yeah, and like, you know, like just
Yeah, yeah,
and I'm like, man, I don't want to get into that, right? Like I don't say I don't want to put myself out there for that, but I'm just like, and it's something like I see because like I like Ivan, right? Like I would consider him like a mentor. And then you see this like these hit pieces or you know things that mock him online, and I just it's like I get mad, and I'm like,
get
oh,
angry. Yeah,
right, like, and then you know I started kind of taking his stride in it. Like he doesn't care, right? Like
yeah,
he doesn't care about it. He's just like whatever.
yeah,
If it makes him happy, whatever. Like I don't care.
yeah. I have to be real careful too because I get very, protective of this community, you know what I mean? And people that I have come to, really gain a relationship. I mean, I would go to bat for anybody in this chat here, you know what I mean? And
Oh
so
yeah,
when I see people trolling, people online, man, my tongue just wants to like ask Becca. Becca knows we talk about this quite often. But you know what I mean? To hold back because it's like you mother, like what are you know what I mean? Like how dare
well
you?
that
But
and
you just
and
learn
that's the
to
thing.
let it go, you know?
And like, well, I'm mostly on my
Yep,
detailing Instagram, right? So I'm just like, I don't want to like you lash out, and then you're like, well, then what's the public gonna think of? Oh, that's how he carries on
exactly.
his. So
Yep, yep. It's like a catch 22, you know what I mean? It's like you don't want people to think that, they could just step all over you, but people know that you're bigger than that, you know what I
no,
mean?
and to be honest, like the detailing community is some of the best people that I've ever met in my life, right? Like Eddie,
I
just I barely knew the guy, right? Asking him a couple questions about something, and boom, sends me stuff, sends me a polisher, like, here, try this out. One guy that I communicated with when I first started out with, I don't know, some people might know him, some people not. His name's Grant Hawtrey. He's down in New Zealand, right? And
okay.
I I heard him on another podcast, and I was like, oh, I got this question. I don't know who to ask. So I just sent him a question, right? And to this day, like I've never met the guy, but I would consider him one of my good friends,
Yeah.
right? And
That's
it's
awesome.
Tim, right? Tim, Hawaii Tim. Like
Yes, he's awesome.
he,
We love you.
yes, right. Especially like with my daughters, like he, anytime Astrid gets hurt, he's like, I want to make her feel better. He sends her
Aw,
a Bluey doll, right? Or something, right? Because
aw,
he knows she loves Bluey and stuff.
yeah.
And it's just stuff like that, right? That people that you barely know. I have
Yeah.
another buddy too, James Bush. Like when Astrid was born, I met him in a Facebook buy marketplace where there's Adams polishes buy and sell stuff, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't remember if I'd bought something from him or I was supposed to send something out. But so when Astrid was born, she was born a month early. So she had to this was like a whole nother story, right? It's like finding out her Down syndrome diagnosis,
Yeah.
you know, having to have her stay in the NICU because her oxygen was low.
Mm,
But you know, it was like I told James, right? I was like, hey, like this is what's going on. Like I could send it out as soon as I get a chance, right?
wow.
Super cool. Even sent me like a Target gift card, you know what I mean? Was like, hey, don't I get it, like don't worry about it. You got other things to worry about right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just people that I've met that have been, you know, super great. Like my brother trying to start his detailing business, right? And he's, you know, he's had some medical issues and he's working like two jobs, works like 16 hours a day, you know, the whole curmudgeon's corner, right? And
Mm,
Phoenix, what they do. And, you know, I nominated him and boom, you know, he was one of the people that received something, right? And it's just,
that's awesome.
it's, I've
Yeah.
never
Shout out
met a
to Aaron.
community.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the communities that is so willing to give, right? Like Adrian, detailed AF, right?
Yep.
was like, oh yeah, we'll throw in a class or whatever for those guys. I hit him up like, hey, like my brother doesn't live too far from you. Is there, you can show him how to ceramic coat. He's like, didn't even bat an eye at it. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, it's
Yeah.
just another thing. Like, it was for so every September we play in a golf tournament that benefits the Utah Down Syndrome Foundation,
Mhm.
and which I'm part of the board. I don't know.
That's awesome.
And I was like, crap, I don't have anything. I have a lot of used stuff, right? I don't have a lot of new stuff. And so I'm like, I need to put a package together. So, I hit up Adrian and I was like, hey, bro, I need this, and this. This was Friday and I needed it, in a couple days. And no, he went out of his way to, make sure it got here when I needed it.
Wow.
And it's just, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. This community is such a beautiful thing. I totally, and I think everybody in the chat agrees. And same, I feel the same. There are relationships that I have, fostered with people that I've never met, and I feel closer to them than some of the people I have known my whole life. And it's just, you know what I mean? That it's such a cool thing though. I mean, at first it was like, wow, I mean, because it's hard to trust people these days. You know what I mean? But I've never felt that way with this community. It's always been like, wow, these people really care, like about a pure stranger, and they truly care, like it's genuine, and I love that.
it's I feel like I fit in. It's my people, right? Because
Yes.
I am like my dad. I'll give you the shirt off my back,
Yep.
almost to a fault, right? And like it drives my wife nuts.
Yeah.
But that's like if I have it and you need it, here, take it. Like
Yeah.
I'm
I'm the
not
same
using
way.
it, right? Like just take it. Like I don't
Yep.
need it,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah. I've always said I'm the last person that you'd ever want to steal from, because all you have to do is literally ask and I will hand it to you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what
Like
I
I
mean?
don't
I've
here,
always,
like
my
whatever,
family's
right? Like I
the same
don't
way. Yeah. So I know we're already over an hour, which is great. Ulysses,
it's
you're
it's fine.
wonderful. I'm having so much fun. Ghost is kindly saying that he wants to do 2 giveaways: a bottle of your favorite Detail Co product, and then 1 bottle of your second favorite product. Um,
Ooh.
are you good with that?
I'm not the one buying it.
So
If he
whatever.
wants to do that, that's generous. That's
That's
very
amazing, though.
nice and that's awesome, right?
You were awesome. I'm so sad. He was just on Curmudgeon's Corner this last weekend, and I was
Oh, I
supposed to be
gotta
on.
watch that one.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on as well, but I ended up in the emergency room that day with my son. So I really missed out. I started watching a little bit, but I still have more to catch up with. I wish I could have been there, but Ghost, you're amazing. I do have 2 questions. So Ulysses, what is your favorite Detail Co product at this point?
Ooh, well, I haven't used all of them yet, right?
Okay.
So it's
From
just
what you've used.
Rinseless,
And
Nemesis and
the
Sword,
Nemesis?
right? I
Okay.
haven't
So,
used. I know somebody said I forget what their detergent is
oh, the
to wash your
Renaissance.
towels. I've heard really good things about that. I still have a bottle sitting in my garage
Yeah.
that I haven't.
It's good. It's good. It
So
kicks the Radco, it kicks theirs out of the park. Or out of the water. Did I just use the wrong analogy? Whatever. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's good. So let's
ooh,
do
I
something.
lied. I've used
Oh,
thick.
oh,
I've
okay.
used thick. Yes,
Oh, did you
I
like
have it
that?
on the hood of my car. I was testing it. So
Nice. Okay, well, Ghost, if you are up for it, let's do a bottle of Nemesis and then a bottle of Sword. Um, you want to do that? All right, chat.
oh
So
yeah,
here
that's
we go. Yeah,
perfect.
let's end this with a giveaway. So let's see. Ulysses talked about moving when he moved to Utah. He moved to a specific city. What city did he move to in Utah? Let's see if anybody was listening. What
Funny
city?
enough, I'll even give him a hint.
No,
It's
no hint.
no, I'm
Okay,
not gonna. Oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
it's some
Oh,
like obscure fact about it, right? So it's
well,
not really.
somebody got it already,
Oh, really? Close enough, right? No, I'm
right?
just kidding.
No,
They
see,
for whatever reason too, they're like super famous for hosting like the Shakespearean festival. I didn't know
oh,
that. Yeah, like
speaking of Renaissance, right?
yeah, that's what I was just like,
That's
eh.
funny. So Cedar City. So Isaac. So Ghost, I'm not sure how you want to do this. Ghost, why don't you, I don't know. Maybe Ghost to get a hold of Jamie at thehouseofrag.com. I know Ghost, I'm sure you know how to get a hold of Jamie, but Ghost, if you'll get a hold of Jamie, and then Isaac, if you will also email your information to Jamie at thehouseofrags.com, and just let him know that you won Nemesis on the Love of Details podcast, then we'll get that to you. So again, Ghost, if you'll contact Jamie, that would be great. Let's do one more. Ulysses talked about the exact day that he started his job at PG, Procter and Gamble. Let's see if you guys remember. I want the month and the day. The month and the day. He gave you the month, the day, and the year. Oh, look at that. Somebody was this. Oh, wait, no. Oh, Becca, you were so close. But Enthusiast got it.
No.
Oh, you said May 23rd. That's what I wrote down.
That's the day that I moved to Cedar City.
Oh, I got it wrong.
Becca got it.
Becca's right. I am so sorry. I wrote down the wrong thing. You see? That's the kind of day I'm having. I'm sorry. Sorry.
To me, anyways, that's the first person that I see that.
Yeah, it is.
That
Becca
has it, so
I should have just gone with it. I should have. So Becca, again, Jamie at the House of Rags, you know the drill. And then Ghost, let's get her some sword.
I don't know if moderators can win though. That kind of cheating. I don't know.
Oh, Becca's good for it. I don't think it's cheating. And then Becca says, oh, one more, Christy, Stay Strong on Me, the lower 48. So the Stay Strong detailer, have you tried that?
I know. I have 2 bottles sitting right there. Like I put them up there because I'm like, oh, you can't see them.
Oh, and look at Adrian wants to give away a Stay Strong as well. I will pay Uncle Jamie. Ooh, okay. So we have 2 Stay Strongs.
Does anybody know what it smells like? Let me see.
Wait, did I miss? Oh, no. Sorry. We'll let you wait. We wish we had smell-o-vision. We'll let you smell. I think it smells amazing.
Oh, it does smell pretty good.
Yeah, I love it.
It smells like, you know what it smells like? The old cherry blossom lotion from Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't ask me how I remember that. If you know me, that's another thing, right? Like random information that it's just. I can't remember somebody's name, but I know some other random fact.
I am the same way. I'm full of useless random facts, and I will bring them up at any time, like without warning. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's do 2 more giveaways. Then we have Becca for Stay Strong as well as Adrian. So let's see. Gosh, do you have a question? Do I have a question?
Ooh, I was going to ask, but I don't remember the answer.
Okay, I have a question. So I asked him what were his favorite scents. What did he say his favorite kind of scents were in a chemical? What were Ulysses's favorite kind of scent? He kind of gave a general term. Oh, it wasn't cherry. Oh, Enthusiast, you got this one. So fruity, right? Oh, wait. Gosh, it goes too fast. Was it Enthusiast or was it Celtic? It's Celtic.
On my screen, it's Celtic or Celtic.
Enthusiast, I keep jipping you, man. I got to do something for you just for saying your name twice now and getting you excited. I am so sorry. Celtic, you are absolutely right. Fruity. So Becca, if you will message Jamie, and Celtic, if you will also message Jamie. So once again, I don't know if we're going to get too confusing here. Everybody message Jamie at thehouseofrags.com. So Celtic.
He's going to be getting emails. He's like, what?
I'm so sorry, Jamie. He's probably like, Christy.
I didn't approve any of this.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing what the chat wants, Jamie. It's what they want. Okay. So last one. So that was for a Stay Strong detailer. Is it Celtic or Celtic? I always say Celtic. I think it's Celtic. Christy channeling her Jamie announcing giveaway winners. All right.
Yeah,
here we
you're
go.
giving the house away.
Yes. Okay. Let's do one.
We got 15 people watching. We got to give some away.
Right. We're actually at 39 right now. It stayed pretty strong. Okay. So here we go. Becca gave me a question and I I think we're going to go with this one. So for Adrian's Celtic, you're right. I knew it was. I knew it was that. I don't know why I asked. So for the last bottle of Stay Strong for Adrian, for his giveaway, what is Jamie's middle name, chat? What is Jamie's middle name? We'll end it on that. Let's see if anybody knows.
Is it Muffin Top?
Oh, look who got it. Victor Morales. You're absolutely right. Jamie Ray. That's also my dad's name. It's Ray, by the way. So awesome. Adrian and Victor Morales. Please, Jamie at thehouseofrags.com for a Stay Strong detailer. And I'm waiting for Jamie to message me to be like, Chrissy, that was the most confusing crap.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
That's enough. All right, you guys. Well, thank you, Ulysses, so much for coming on. I had so much fun. I'm telling you, this podcast went by super quickly.
I know. And I was sitting here worried, like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to talk about for an hour.
Yeah, I think about that too, but the conversation really flows. I love when that happens. So thank you guys for being here on this Monday night. Thank you, Ulysses, for being here. And we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Oh.